Hi guys, Sway here from Meadowmat TV. I'm joined tonight by Clayton Kennedy and Ben Albert from FUEL2FIRE, local band from Sydney, Australia. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very
Good,
good,
good.
thanks.
Thanks.
I'm really well, thank you. So guys, tell me a little bit more about FUEL2FIRE. How did that come about? When did you start?
Well, basically, it started in late 2019, where I put in an ad in Gumtree, and Clayton and the drummer Paul. I put in an ad for three members, but two of them showed up, and it was Clayton, the lead guitarist, and Paul, the drummer. And then instantly, like before I came in the room, these two were already jamming a song, and I didn't know what song it was. And I came in the room, and it's like, what's that song? And they said it's an original. I'm like, they already had that chemistry already, before I walked in the room. And then I walked in the room and we started playing an original song, and like 10, 15 minutes, I thought, that's it. These two the guys I want, So, I've been looking for like 4 or 5 years for the right guys or girls. It could have been girls.
I think girls.
But yes, that's right. But yeah, like I said, I've been looking for 4 or 5 years, and I finally found these two at the end of 2019, and then we auditioned some bass players, and in 2020, and we had some success, but none of them really worked out, and then we recorded our EP in October 2020. Clay, there you go. Clay.
There you go. Right. Well, what a timing, really. You managed to finally find your other band members, and then boom, stuck for a year, wasn't it? Well, at least you guys had time to work on your EP and write and get it out in October, which is probably the positive things out of that whole mess of a year 2020 was really. So that was a bit of a timing. How, other than that COVID and all of that type of things, were you still able to get together quite often to work on that EP, or did you have to work sort of each member on his own side and try to come together as one?
Clay?
Yeah, no, we did have some restrictions with the COVID at the studio. When at its peak, we weren't able to get in there, but when it sort of eased off a little bit, we could get back in there, and we sort of went in. It might have been me and the drummer once, or me and Ben at one stage, but we weren't all in there together. Just didn't work out with timing with everyone's workload and bits and pieces and the restrictions and that. So but it took a while, but it finally got together, and we did all our parts, and then the guys mixed it, and that's all she wrote. It's we got it out there, and people are listening to it and buying our CDs, and it's going well.
That's going well, great. And who did the mix? Who mixed that EP?
It was actually done at the School of Audio Engineering here in Sydney.
Right. Okay.
It was a guy called Lee Crump. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Lee Crump,
I think. Lee Crump. Yeah, he mixed it and engineered it, and obviously recorded it.
Yeah, obviously. Right. Okay. And in terms of sound, I was listening to it quite recently, I think a couple of hours ago, just to have a bit more of a sense. I've listened to it obviously since I've had it, and you can't help, and there's two options there. You're probably gonna hate me, or you're gonna be that's exactly it. That's what we're aiming for. So to me, there's a huge AC/DC influence, and I'm sure you probably heard that. I got it right? You're not hating me for pointing that out?
No. If we're as top
room, really, you have that AC/DC kind of sound and attitude, and all the way up to the vocals. Balls to the Wall, yeah, you automatically think when you hear that song, like, wow, you know, it hits like AC/DC must be a huge influence for you. What else? What else are you influenced by, and how do you feel about people saying that to you?
Well, you're actually not the first person that has said that to us, and that's a huge compliment. So thank you so much.
Yeah, nah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge compliment because, you know, I mean, AC/DC are our heroes, really. I mean, you know, one of the bands that me and Clayton, you know, look up to and have listened to over the years. Clayton will tell you more about it in a second, but for me, being compared to such an iconic band like AC/DC, like, right? Yes, you know, if you're listening AC/DC, you know,
no, yeah,
it's a great compliment to be compared to such a band like that, one of the biggest bands in the world, if not the biggest rock band in the world. Influences, I mean, mine came from early Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, and then came on to Soundgarden and all those 80s hair metal bands, and then morphed into morphed, not the right word, but gradually I started listening to Anna and the Seattle bands. So yeah.
Right, okay. What about you, Clayton? AC/DC as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. I've even got little, I think if you can see it, the AC/DC shirt on underneath. So. Way back when I was a young bloke, it was AC/DC. It was a big influence, Angus Young, for me, taking up the guitar and sort of getting a bit of that sound and style. But I have a lot of influences. It sort of went from Angus Young to over to, you know, Richie Sambora out of Bon Jovi. You know, you've got Mick Mars out of Motley Crue. It's, you know, there's so many great influence. I sort of pick and choose from everyone around the world. You know, like you sort of have.
Which one of them has the best dance move?
Yeah.
Come on.
Richie.
Really? I wasn't expecting that answer.
No, it's but I've got influences like Benny, but you know, like Nirvana and those guys, and you know, the Seattle bands, and you know, so many, and you can just there's so many good bands and musicians out there. It's really good because you can sort of pick and choose, you know. Certain moments in your life, you sort of, you know, you're into these guys, and then you go over and you're into those guys. So, and you've got, and it sort of, I suppose it reflects on your own vibe, what you put out there as well. So, absolutely. Which is what we're hoping to put out with our EP. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And talking about the EP, so to tell us a little bit more about that. What's behind those songs? I mean, we spoke about Balls to the Walls, and it's obviously a really motivating, sort of hang in there, you know, stand up for
high adrenaline,
that type of things. What else? We have a song that is a little bit more close to the heart, I believe. So if you want to talk to us about that as well, that, you know,
well, I mean, for Balls to the Wall, that Clayton comes up with the music, I write all the lyrics. And Clayton will tell you, but he was listening to, you know, drag racing and, you know, high adrenaline type, you know, motocross stuff. Yeah. And then, you know, he sent the music over to me, and I didn't have a title and I didn't have lyrics. And I spoke to a friend of mine, and she said, and I was saying, oh, you know, this song's sort of, I want this song to be about, you know, high adrenaline type, going for your dreams, more of high adrenaline type, junkie type thing. And she said, we've got a name for that. And I said, what is it? It's Balls to the Wall. And I said, perfect, that's the title. So as soon as I had the title, I started writing the lyrics.
Yeah, it just came with it.
Yeah. And it has that, like you said, it has that vibe of like, you know, the rush of adrenaline, you know, adrenaline junkie, basically.
That's right.
And, Yeah. And then, you know, a song like Taken Too Soon, for instance, that's about my mum who passed away 11 years ago. And you know, that song's close to home. I mean, that I like to write a lot of my songs from personal experience. So that song, you know, really hits home for me because it's about my mum. You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Other things like All Alone, for instance, that's about child abuse, which is a very touchy subject, but, you know, I like to write songs like that. So, yeah.
And it is a very touchy subject, but I think it needs to be put out there because too many of that comes with a big silence and a big guilt and a big taboo when it shouldn't be. It should be exposed and it should be punished severely.
Oh, definitely.
So but it's good that you touch on the such subject as well, you know. And in terms of the EP, so the EP came out. Can you remind me the date? I'm sorry, I forgot what date it came out. October.
Well, it was recorded in October and it came out in March this year.
In March this year, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And in terms of sales, so you said, you mentioned you were going really well with that. Any label in plan, or, you know, any talk going on?
Well, there's a label out in they're in Houston, Texas, and they've actually sent us a recording contract. I'm getting that looked over because with those you don't want to you want to get it looked over with a fine.
Absolutely.
But there's a label interest in Texas. So yeah.
Beautiful. So yeah, hitting the US market will be a good thing too, especially out of Australia. Because as you probably know in Sydney and I guess it's the same in Melbourne, not much happening really.
No.
You know, you've got the main big bands, and other than that, I guess we're kind of too far out. You know.
That's the problem. That's the huge problem with Australian bands. That's why so many Australian bands go overseas. Whether they make it, it's irrelevant. But they go over there and, you know, at least there's more of a chance. Whereas here in Australia, we're so far, like you said, we're so far from the rest of the world that for us to go to Europe, it's a 20-hour flight. For us to go to LA, it's a 13-hour flight. You know?
That's
so,
correct.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to hit the US market. I mean, that'd be great. You know, that would be, you know, yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Well, with a label, you know, out of the US, you know, who knows? You know, get that looked over. Right. But that
fingers
probably
crossed.
means, that's it. Fingers crossed, guys. That's probably mean that also preparing a full-length album. So have you already got that in stock? Are you working on it?
Yeah. Yep. We've got I've got an iPhone full of bits and pieces, and the storage is just about full on that. But we've got probably so we got 3 songs and the acoustic one on the EP. We've probably got another 7 or 8 there already. So we have enough for an album. And then Ben and I were just talking the other week, and there's another two or three that Ben's wrote lyrics to my music already that we sort of forgotten about. So we've got plenty there for an album. So and I still get on the guitar every day or every chance I can get and keep writing music. So we've got plenty there. We're ready to go with an album. If anyone's out there listening,
it's coming, guys.
We're ready to do an album. Yeah.
That's good. And what kind of vibe are we going to get from that potential full-length future album?
It's a bit of mix. There's some heavier stuff. There's a couple of songs in there with drop D. So for all the musos out there, guitarists especially know what the drop D is, a little bit more heavier. There's some stuff like Balls Into the Wall that sort of, you know, high adrenaline smacks you in the face and wakes you up. And there's some melodic stuff as well, like melodic heavy riff stuff. It's a little bit of a mixture. So
Right.
It's a good basis for us for a first album. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, well, definitely. You know, you want that to come out and sort of be a big slap in the face too. You know,
Yeah. Here we are. Wake up. Here we are.
That's it. That's it. You know, stop sleeping. You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Get on.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty much it. Well, that's, you know, that's the way to go about it. I think, you know, in terms of touring, obviously, 2020 has been a disaster for most bands in that level. But you guys got plan? Are you trying to kind of play first around Australia? Are you sort of getting onto that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we definitely want to play around Sydney. We have, it's not a definite, but we have some plans to play in Melbourne, actually, your hometown.
I'll be there.
Yeah. So, yeah, we definitely have plans to play a lot of shows here in Sydney and a lot of shows in Melbourne too, because, I mean, Melbourne's got, I think, in my opinion, Melbourne's got a much better live scene than Sydney. So we definitely want to come. We've got fans down in Melbourne. So, yeah. All you fans down, we're coming.
There you go.
That's a big thing for us. Like, we have a FUEL2FIRE fans page that Ben created. Ben does an enormous amount of networking for us, hence how we've got under here tonight. But we've got fans, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. They all want us to come down to Melbourne. They all want us to go to Brisbane. They all want us to start playing in Sydney. But there's a lot of fans we have, which is amazing, overseas. UK, Europe, and the States. Like, it's phenomenal. You know, especially from COVID, and you're not out playing and you're sort of doing, you know, networking on social media. It's and the response that we've got from our EP is it's amazing.
It's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say overwhelming. Like, we lap it up. Don't worry about that. But it's really nice to see that, you know, you're producing music, and, you know, people are out there really digging it, and want more of it. So it's a nice feeling.
Oh yeah, definitely, no doubt about that. Yeah. Look, I mean,
makes us want to work harder.
That's right. It makes you want to work harder. It makes you want to get out there. And, you know, I mean, Melbourne do have quite a fair bit of venues. I mean, that's when we're lucky in that sense. Australia is far away from the rest of the world, but then you have cities like Melbourne. I don't know about Sydney because, honestly, I only went there once. But I know that Melbourne has quite a bit of venues, and pretty much 3 or 4 nights a week, there's a band playing somewhere. So, you know, the rock and metal community here is I have a feeling it is quite strong. Quite, you know, you have the bigger bands, obviously, and then but if you look around, there's so many bands playing in a week that you just kind of don't even know where to go first. It's like, I remember moving to Melbourne and having to do 2 or 3 venues because I wanted to see every band. They're all playing the same night. It's just like crazy.
Makes it hard.
Do you have a lot of venues there in Sydney? Do you feel like that the rock metal community is stronger in Sydney or stronger in Melbourne or Brisbane?
No. I'd say definitely stronger in Melbourne.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of the view I had. Yeah. Well, there you go. You're coming as soon as you know when. Hit us. Let us know. You know. Send us a message. You know, we'll promote it on the website. We'll be quite happy to do that. And maybe we can do a face-to-face interview rather than that, you know, technology thing I'm absolutely not good at.
That would be great.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, guys. Anything you want to add for people watching Metal Mad TV tonight? Any message you want to come to them?
Well,
you go first, Benny.
Well, I'd like to yeah, a message. Well, all the fans out there from Europe, from the US, from Canada, from Australia, we're coming. Watch out.
Watch out.
But yeah, for definitely for the people in Melbourne and Sydney, yeah, we definitely want to. We're rehearsing hard, and like Clay said, writing songs all the time, me and Clay. So we definitely want to get out there and play. I mean, I live, and as Clay does too, we live to play live. Rehearsing, it's nice, it's good.
Yeah.
But playing live, get that interaction with the crowd, I love that. You know, can't beat that.
Well, it's a big adrenaline rush. You know, that's a big thing you create.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of bands and musicians in general kind of feel that way. You take the stage of them, and it's like they've lost half of themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Clay? Anything to say to that? To those guys?
I ditto what Benny said, but look, I just want to say thank you very much for for doing this interview with us and sort of getting us out there a bit more on social media and as Benny said, thanks to all our fans. Like, you guys are amazing. That we've just run another lot of CDs because we had more fans wanting more. So and just can't wait to get out there and meet you guys, live and do face-to-face interviews, as you said. Like, it's been a bugger of a year, or if not a little bit over a year with this virus, and we just want to get rid of it, get back to normal, and let's start enjoying life and playing rock and roll.
That's it.
And I'd like to, I'd definitely like to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview us.
Not a problem. That's what we're all about.
Yeah,
we're here to promote. Then we're here to discover new music, new content, and a lot of new things, to put it out there, because it's important. It's important. We got to keep that passion that we have alive for a lot of people.
Just remember, music is life.
That's right. That's exactly right. You got that absolutely right. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, just a last little bit of information. People that want to buy your EP, where can they get it from? How do they proceed to that?
Well, they can get in touch with me via Facebook Messenger, and we've got a shop on Facebook, but it's not quite set up yet to buy the actual EP. But if they can get in touch with me via Facebook, that'll be the best way for now. And then just going on SoundCloud, our SoundCloud site, and then you can download it from there. And but definitely you can get in touch with me on Facebook if you want to buy the CD. So that would be great. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, guys, band is called FUEL2FIRE. It's a great new band. So as Ben said, get on Facebook, get that EP out there, and we're looking forward to see you in Melbourne potentially soon.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you guys, on the label side of things, on the recording side of things. It was nice having a chat to you. And as
nice to chat.
Been great.
Rock on.
Thank you very much. Thank you.